Hello everyone, welcome back to Fighters channel. Why Mike Tyson's return to boxing is so risky for his health. A neuroscientist and a doctor agree. Tyson is at far greater risk of a traumatic brain injury at his age, should he decide to step back into the ring. Mike Tyson is scheduled to return to the ring this summer in a bout with the social media star turned professional boxer Jake Paul. The exact details of the fight have yet to be worked out, but the event will be streamed on Netflix on July 20. But there is a problem. Tyson, considered one of the greatest heavyweight boxers of all times, will be 58 years old on the night of the fight. A brain health expert and a doctor agree it's not a good idea for Tyson to be risking his health at the age against a far younger opponent. That's due to a number of factors, chiefly the cumulative and lifelong effects that early traumatic brain injuries have later in life, says Art Kramer, professor of psychology and founding director of the Center of Cognitive and Brain Health at Northwestern University. We are fortunate that there have been fantastic medical advances to help us do all sorts of things at advanced ages, but that does not mean that aging does not interact with head trauma, and the few studies that have been done suggest that it gets more serious as we get older, Kramer says. Structurally, the brain shrinks in size as a person ages, meaning there is more room for it to move around in the cranium. The blood vessels in and around the brain also shrink with age, becoming more brittle and susceptible to damage. Art Kramer, professor of psychology and director of the Center for Cognitive and Brain Health, said those changes would put Tyson at increased risk for subdural hematoma and intracranial hemorrhage. Sage John Corrado, head team physician for Northwestern Athletics and director of emergency sports medicine at Massachusetts General Hospital. He has a couple strikes against him, Corrado says. One is his age. There is a clear data that says the risk of brain injury goes up after 50. And then you have the fact that he has almost definitely suffered brain injury from previous fights. To be clear, pugilists of all ages put their health on the line when they take to the ring, and there are examples of boxers competing in sanctioned events around the age Tyson is now. But the risks facing older fighters are more pronounced. There are a number of reasons why it's more dangerous, Kramer continues. One is that the head trauma you have when you are younger tends to hang around, even subtly sometimes for many years. But as we get older, we also have many other separate issues that have to do with brain function, brain structure, cognition, and so forth. The American Academy of Neurology classifies boxing as a sport that includes intentional trauma to the brain and has enumerated recommendations intended to reduce harm to participants. The group says that guys are increasingly becoming involved in sports that pose risks to brain health. And we know that repeated head injuries aren't good for anybody, regardless of the age, Kramer said. Kramer has so authored several studies on the effects of traumatic brain injuries on cognition and brain health. Though he noted that there is still a lack of longitudinal data on the subject, the most sinister outcome from repeated blows to the head over time is a condition called chronic traumatic encephalopathy, which can lead to dementia. What we know is that even many years later, these concussions, or what people call mild traumatic brain injuries, tend to have long-lasting effects, Kramer said. Kramer, a former boxer himself, says that most professional boxers sustain concussions at one point or another. There are different levels of traumatic brain injury, starting with mild, and then it can go to severe, where you are knocked out for some number of minutes, Kramer said. And most boxers have gone through both, and many people have gone through both. Another risk factor for Tyson might be any medications he is taking. Even something as simple as an 80 mg baby aspirin, which will help your blood thin out a bit. Taking those blood thinners and then getting into the ring could cause more bleeding in the brain, Kramer said. Mike Tyson makes worrying admission ahead of the Jake Paul fight amid health warnings. Mike Tyson has admitted he is struggling with training for his upcoming clash with Jake Paul. Paul and Tyson came face to face for the first time since their professional encounter, set for July 20th, was announced at the first leg of their press tour. The heavyweight legend was asked how he was feeling ahead of the fight, and his response drew an awkward silence in the crowd. Tyson replied, "I'm beautiful, but my body is shit right now. I'm really sore." It is no wonder he is sore. There has been a significant amount of criticism from the boxing world for the sanctioned fight taking place, with it set to count on both fighters' professional records. Heavyweight icon Tyson has not fought competitively since losing to Kevin McBride in 2005, and it was already a sad decline for the legend, who was defeated in 3 of his 4 final outings. Paul has limited experience in the ring, with his toughest challenge coming against Tommy Fury, to whom he was beaten in February 2023. But Jake Paul is 27 years old and in his physical prime, which has led to questions over Tyson's health, given he could take some damaging shots. Tyson has been releasing a series of training clips in a bid to prove his fitness, where he has shown off his trademark devastating power on the pads. "I'm beautiful, but my body is shit right now. I'm really sore." Fans have even called for either fighter to cancel the fight, with the risk to both seemingly concerning the boxing world. Despite the concern, it appears the fight will go ahead, with Tyson talking on stage alongside Katie Taylor, who will meet Amanda Serrano on this whole main event. And Taylor was simply starstruck when sat alongside the youngest ever heavyweight champion, praising him for his role in the sport. She said, "He is an icon of the sport. It's just incredible. You are a legend. I fell in love with sport in the 90s, and Mike Tyson was the biggest name in boxing at the time. You are ferocious, super exciting to watch, and a real historian, and I love your knowledge. I cannot believe I'm sat next to Mike Tyson right now. I'm punching myself," Serrano said. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel.